Let's talk about trust. We're taught to trust our friends. They're the ones who have your back, right? But is it always smart to put all your trust, especially the important stuff, in a friend's hands? We've all had a friend who forgets to pay you back, or lets you down when it matters. Now think about enemies. Sounds dramatic, but really, they're just rivals. People competing with you. We're told to keep them at arm's length, but sometimes your greatest rival can be more useful than your best friend. This isn't about being cynical, it's about being smart. When you give a friend power, you change the relationship. Suddenly things get complicated. Feelings, jealousy, expectations. You might expect loyalty, but that's not always how it works. It's a delicate balance between loyalty and ambition. This isn't about ditching your friends, it's about understanding human nature. In high-stakes situations, clarity is more valuable than comfort. A rival has something to prove. Their reputation is on the line. A friend might coast, thinking you'll forgive them. We're about to dive into stories from history that show how the smartest leaders used both friends and enemies to build something lasting. Let's see how this plays out. Let's go back to the Byzantine Empire, 9th century. Emperor Michael III had a best friend, Basilius, a stable boy turned confidant. Michael promoted Basilius all the way to co-emperor, trusting him with everything. It seemed like the ultimate act of friendship. But power changes people. Basilius, once grateful, grew ambitious. Being co-emperor wasn't enough. He wanted it all. The friendship cracked under the weight of power and jealousy. One night, Basilius had Michael assassinated and took the throne for himself. Michael's trust in his friend became his fatal weakness. He was blinded by friendship, missing the ambition growing right beside him. The lesson: mixing friendship and immense power can be explosive. When you give a friend too much power, you risk everything. Even the closest bond can't always survive the temptations of authority. History is full of stories like this, where trust in a friend leads to downfall. It's a brutal but necessary reminder. In the game of power, friendship alone isn't enough. Choose wisely who you empower. Why do friends sometimes let us down? It's not always villainy. It's that friendship is emotional, while power needs clarity. When you hire a friend, lines blur. Are you their boss or their buddy? Envy creeps in. Friends compare their success to yours, and tension builds. Giving power out of friendship can feel like an obligation, not an opportunity. Not all friends are qualified for every job. We love them, but that doesn't mean they're right for the role. With friends, judgment gets clouded. You might overlook weaknesses, hurting your project in the long run. Friends may hesitate to challenge you, fearing it'll hurt the relationship. But a rival you've won over, they'll tell you the hard truths, because their loyalty is based on respect, not affection. Good ideas need to be challenged to become great. A friend might agree just to keep the peace. An enemy-turned-ally will push you to be better. That's why sometimes rivals make the best partners. It's about getting the best out of people, not just the most comfortable. Now, let's flip the script. Emperor Sung of 10th century China faced a kingdom full of powerful rivals. The usual move: eliminate them. But Sung was smarter. He invited his rivals, warlords and generals, to a grand banquet. They expected poison, but instead Sung offered them a deal. Give up your armies and I'll give you wealth, estates and safety. No threats, just a golden parachute. He appealed to their self-interest, not their fear. These men didn't want endless war, they wanted security. By making them comfortable, Sung took away their reason to fight. He turned enemies into loyal, retired subjects. No bloodshed, no rebellion, just smart negotiation. Sung neutralized threats not with violence, but with generosity. He secured his empire by making rivals too comfortable to rebel. That's next-level power management. Sometimes, the best way to win over an enemy is to give them a reason not to be one. Sung's story shows the power of turning rivals into allies. It's not just about defeating enemies, it's about making them part of your success. That's how you build lasting stability. Genius, right? This isn't just ancient history. Lincoln and Mao mastered the art of using rivals. Lincoln, after winning the presidency, appointed his biggest political opponents to his cabinet. Why? He wanted the best minds, and to keep his enemies close. Their ambition and talent strengthened his government and kept them from causing trouble outside. It was a team of rivals, and it worked. Mao Zedong, during China's civil war, often absorbed defeated enemies into his own ranks. He re-educated them, gave them purpose, and used their skills to strengthen his side. Mao even encouraged competition among his own people, believing struggle led to better ideas. Both leaders understood rivals aren't just threats, they're resources. They challenge you, sharpen your strategy, and keep you from getting complacent. Surrounding yourself only with friends creates an echo chamber. Bringing in rivals brings out the best in everyone. The lesson? Use ambition and opposition to your advantage. That's how real leaders win. So, what's the big lesson? Separate personal feelings from professional judgment. Friendship is about loyalty and affection. Power is about results and ambition. Mixing the two can lead to disaster. At work, you need colleagues who challenge you, not just friends who agree. A team of only friends risks becoming an echo chamber. Creative tension sparks innovation. Sometimes the best person for the job isn't your friend, it's your former rival. A mature leader puts the mission above personal comfort. Loyalty based on mutual self-interest is often more reliable than loyalty based on history. Trust wisely, not blindly. So how does this apply to you? Here's some practical advice. Don't hire a friend just because they need a job. Only do it if they're truly the best fit. If you work with friends, set clear boundaries. Be honest about roles and expectations. At work, your colleagues first. Feedback should be professional, not personal. Don't avoid rivals. Engage with them. Their criticism can make you better. Collaborate with challengers. It's a power move that earns respect. Always be clear about what you expect from people, friend or rival. Loyalty is a two-way street. Show people what's in it for them. Clarity prevents misunderstandings and protects relationships. The best teams are built on clear rules, not assumptions. Turn rivals into allies by focusing on shared goals. Don't let ego get in the way of results. Set expectations early to save friendships and projects. Embrace the tension. It's where growth happens. That's how you juggle friends and frenemies without losing your mind. Building a great team isn't about friends versus enemies. It's about balance. Think like a casting director. You want a diverse cast, not clones. Bring in a trusted friend or two for loyalty and support. Add experts, even if they're difficult, because you need their skills. Include a challenger, someone who questions your plans and keeps you sharp. Their skepticism is a gift, not a nuisance. A team without a challenger is flying blind. The key is a shared mission that unites everyone, no matter their history. As a leader, define the goal so clearly that personal feelings take a back seat. When everyone's focused on winning, it doesn't matter if the star is a friend or a rival. What matters is that the team can score. That's how you achieve greatness. So what's the message? Don't trust no one. Trust wisely. Trust friends with your heart, but be careful with power. Power changes relationships, introducing envy and ambition. Don't risk a friendship by putting it in a position to break. Value all relationships. Friends for support, colleagues for skills, rivals for challenge. The best leaders manage relationships, not just friendships. They know when to rely on affection and when on mutual self-interest. Smart trust is about realism, not cynicism. Judge people on merit, not just affection. Protect your friendships by keeping some distance in business. Sometimes, the enemy you win over is your most valuable ally. That's the art of smart trust. Use it and win.